Hello everybody, my name is Austin Alonge and my narrated presentation is on transformational leadership, which correlates to Chapter 8 in our Nordhaus textbook. My peer-reviewed journal article, which connects to transformational leadership, is titled Behaviors of Winning College Athletic Program Directors, a Qualitative Exploratory. This journal article was written by Michael Northington and published by the Sports Journal in 2016. Not only does the article examine the different facets of managing athletics, but it provides information that correlates to our class text and to my personal and professional experiences. For those of you who are unfamiliar with transformational leadership, Nordhaus describes it as a process that changes and transforms people. It is also considered a part of the new leadership paradigm. It concerns itself with emotions, values, ethics, standards, and long-term goals. In addition, it is a process that involves an exceptional form of influence that moves followers to accomplish more than what is normally expected of them. Nordhaus states that it often incorporates charismatic and visionary leadership. Just to reinforce the concept of transformational leadership, I would like to show you a short clip which highlights John Maxwell's interpretation. John Maxwell is an American author, speaker, and pastor who we've referenced quite often throughout the course.
Hi, my name is John Maxwell. Welcome to Minute with Maxwell. I'm in East London, South Africa. I want my friend to introduce himself and give us the word today.
Hi, this is David Malapo. The word today is transformational leadership.
David is a longtime friend of mine. In fact, for years now, David and I have gone through the countries of Africa teaching leadership. I'm so glad you chose the word transformational leadership. That's what you're trying to do. And that's what I'm trying to do. A transformational leader is more than just a leader. It's a leader that has been personally transformed himself or herself. And because they have been changed, they have a passion to change others. Transformational leaders are not leaders by career. They're leaders by calling. Their why, their purpose is greater than themselves. Transformational leadership, it starts with you. But when it begins in you, it's possible to continue with others. I'm glad you joined us today with Minute with Maxwell.
Now that I've briefly explained transformational leadership, I would like to introduce my research article. To give a little background, Northington sets out to investigate the different transformational leadership behaviors of successful college athletic directors. The demand on college athletic directors to build and maintain winning athletic programs has increased over the years, and that's mainly due to athletics becoming major business entities. As the business of athletics continues to grow, there tends to be more and more research conducted on transformational leadership and its influence. As many know, college athletes and coaches are crucial components to successful college athletic programs. With that said, it is equally important to consider the contributions made by the athletic directors. For example, athletic directors make sure to adhere to the rules and regulations established by the National Collegiate Athletic Association. They also satisfy the expectations of donors and alumni, and they hire coaches who can build and maintain winning college athletic teams. Without athletic directors, it would be impossible for athletic programs to prosper. I have actually been fortunate enough to experience this firsthand. Throughout my professional experience as an athletic administrator, I have helped the athletic director with similar duties. For example, before each season, it is our job to file each athlete for eligibility, which helps to ensure compliance with national associations. As I previously mentioned, athletic directors are crucial components to a successful athletic program. The purpose of this qualitative research study was to explore transformational leadership behaviors of college athletic directors of the National Association of Collegiate Directors of Athletics. Within our Nordhaus text, it states that leaders who practice transformational leadership behaviors motivate followers to achieve organizational goals. With that being said, Northington examined whether or not leaders had positive influences by analyzing athletic directors working at top-rated athletic programs in the years 2013 and 2014. The overall question that guides this study is, what are the transformational leadership behaviors of college athletic directors of the National Association's top-rated athletic programs? After analyzing the research, it is easy to tell that this study has implications for leaders of college athletic programs concerning the performance outcomes of winning athletic teams. As directors strive to increase the performance outcomes of teams, it is crucial to interact effectively. For instance, Nordhaus states that instead of focusing on simple exchanges with followers, leaders should engage with others and create connections that increase motivation and morality. Diving into the method portion of the study, Northington used a generic qualitative exploratory methodology design. Semi-structured interviews were also utilized in the study. This allowed the researcher to search for a deeper understanding of the director's actual transformational leadership behaviors. As I previously explained, the athletic directors were chosen from a list of the top-rated programs throughout 2013 and 2014. As a result, a sample of 20 was chosen. Before constructing the interviews, researchers saturated the data. For those of you who are unfamiliar with data saturation, it involves interviewing more participants until replication occurs. I look at it as a type of pre-testing. So before the researchers went to ask the athletic directors questions regarding transformational behaviors, they had concepts and themes predetermined which helped them direct useful interview questions. In addition to data saturation, the researchers also incorporated purposeful sampling techniques because the selections were based off of certain characteristics. After contacting the potential participants via email, researchers made selections. Participants were from NCAA Division I, II, and III schools. Some participants were also from NAIA schools. In addition, of the 20 athletic directors, 14 were men and 6 were women, and they all had an average experience of 8 years. As participants became finalized, data collection began. The research questions were answered by utilizing Bass's transformational leadership theory, which I will touch on in slides to come. The questions were also originally tested on role-playing experts. After finalizing the interview guide, the interviews with the 20 directors were audio recorded. After each recording, researchers utilized the MaxQDA qualitative software. The MaxQDA software helps transcribe, code, and analyze responses. As categories and themes emerged, transformational components resulted. As I previously mentioned, the behaviors and themes that resulted from the interview responses correlated to Bass's transformational leadership theory. The article, along with our Nordhaus text, explains Bass's leadership approach. Bass's model consists of 4 components, which consist of an idealized influence, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, and an individualized consideration. Under each theme were numerous sub-themes. For instance, idealized influence involves being a role model to followers, earning respect, gaining trust, taking risks, and displaying high morale and ethical standards. Inspirational motivation involves showing passion in one's work, providing meaning to organizational missions, creating an environment of commitment to goals, and communicating a clear and compelling vision. Intellectual stimulation, on the other hand, is encouraging creativity from followers and compelling followers to not accept traditional ways of solving problems. Lastly, individualized consideration involves mentoring others, respecting the needs and differences of individuals, and practicing two-way communication, along with developing the potential of one's followers. After assessing the responses, all 20 of the athletic directors had behaviors that 100% correlate to all but 4 of the sub-themes previously explained. The 4 sub-themes that are not 100% related to the behaviors are at least 90% related. In conclusion, it is safe to say that college athletic directors of top-rated college athletic programs demonstrate transformational leadership behaviors. One can also assume that such behaviors contribute to the overall success of the program. As you can see, I have attached a hyperlink which explains an additional transformational leadership approach. Cousey's and Posner's model you see here can also be viewed in Chapter 8 of the Nordhaus text. This model relates to transformational leadership through 5 practices. As you can see, those practices consist of modeling the way, inspiring a shared vision, challenging the process, enabling others to act, and encouraging hearts. I found this very interesting because I think it closely resembles the themes and sub-themes found throughout this study. I also think it's crucial for leaders to utilize these 5 components in their everyday life. By breaking down the results even further, the researchers were able to configure 3 common themes. The 3 themes consisted of taking care of the student athletes, supporting the coaches, and adhering to the NCAA and NAIA rules. In order for athletic directors to successfully accomplish the above tasks, I think it is important to remain charismatic throughout processes. Nordhaus states that the personality characteristics of charismatic leaders include being dominant, having a strong desire to influence others, and being self-confident. Nordhaus also stresses the importance of communicating high expectations, which I think correlates to the success of academic programs. As I said before, there has been a lot of other research in years past that has investigated similar topics. For instance, Branch studied other people's perceptions of college athletic director performances in 1990. Other research has looked into the perceptions of subordinates and their job satisfaction. In order to properly identify the leadership behaviors of athletic directors, past research needs to be utilized and incorporated like it was in this study. Now that I have explained the concept behind transformational leadership and how it is applied in this study, I would like to reflect on some of my personal experiences. According to Nordhaus, transformational leaders display certain characteristics, such as acting as role models and showing care and concern for each subordinate. Throughout my athletic career, I was fortunate enough to play for transformational coaches. As a baseball player at Mercyhurst, I was inspired by the coaching staff. The coaches formulated a vision and set challenging goals and stimulated players intellectually. With an emphasis on influencing players to think for themselves, my coaches enabled players to approach old problems in new ways. Their type of leadership style utilized inspirational motivation and intellectual stimulation. I found an interesting link which elaborates on transformational coaching. Within the article, it states that transformational coaching not only helps individuals enhance performance, but it helps players overcome various dilemmas, stresses, and challenges. The article also states the whole idea is to change the way players look at life by transforming them into a better and a more proactive version of themselves. I have also been fortunate enough to work under the athletic director at Mercyhurst Northeast. Working for the athletic director has been a wonderful and uplifting experience. My boss has put passion and energy into everything, and he cares about every employee. For example, he is energetic, enthusiastic, and passionate towards all programs. Even when things aren't at their best, he conveys a clear vision and energizes the staff. There was a team on campus this year that did not win one game. Despite the struggles, my boss stayed true to the process, which I have a lot of respect for. So to conclude, transformational leaders inspire others to follow through by motivating, encouraging change, and having an enthusiastic passion for what they do. In future situations, leaders need to learn how to adapt to certain things and adhere to different interests. In order to do that, leaders need to be open to constructive criticisms and participate in training processes. By doing so, leaders will develop a purpose, define their values, and make others the focus of their attention. This last slide portrays a list of references used throughout the presentation. If you are interested in examining my hyperlinks further, please adhere to the area below the video. And I'd just like to thank everybody, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.